And hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Fraggin and Megan watching E3,
Yay!
which, it has been pretty fun. So last time we did the Microsoft and the Nintendo press conference for 2001. Now we're going to do Sony's. Now, Sony's is longer than the Nintendo one, and it's certainly more complete than the Microsoft one that we found.
Yeah.
So this one was uploaded. So this should be interesting. So this one was uploaded by a guy named Huge H. Hugeman. I like the name.
It's pretty funny.
Apparently, YouTube has auto-detected songs in here, so I'm probably gonna need to mute them when we get around to it. Potentially, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Megan, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what will
Jack
Sony
and Daxter!
have? Yeah, already we see Jack and Daxter stuff.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm curious to see what we'll see for Sony, like what they bring to the table. Once again, filmed on like a handy cam, right?
Yeah.
So this is before they still started broadcasting stuff. There she is. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Sony Computer Entertainment America E3 2001 press conference. I realize that some of you have already had the opportunity to sit through two presentations this morning, so I'll keep it brief.
Wow,
Okay,
they were
good.
at the end of the day too, huh?
Apparently. See, I'm glad I got it in at least somewhat order of an order.
PlayStation and PlayStation 2 businesses, as well as
Because I can't find out what order they did in 2001.
we're looking towards
Yeah.
for the future of online entertainment.
But if I can, I want to do it in order.
Special guest presentations from
I mean, that would make the most sense.
as well as from our internal development team.
That's a lot of people in the crowd.
That is.
So without further ado, on with the show. Thank you for coming.
On with the show, baby. Let's go. All right, cool.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This kind of looks familiar. I remember standing here about a year ago doing this, and it's really a pleasure to be back here with everybody here this year.
I forget, did we see anything last year from them? Like even any snippets?
I don't think you were able to find any of the press conferences now.
For Sony Computer Entertainment. Before I begin, though, I'd like to introduce
Look at all those PS2s. They have a multiplayer
That's
game
a
they want
lot
to
of
show, huh?
PS2s.
not to mention the fact that
I guess it wouldn't make sense having multiple systems set up so you could quickly switch between them.
Yeah, true. That might be why as well.
that created a whole new standard in interactive entertainment throughout the world. And I'm honored to have him here with us and to introduce you to everybody here. I'd like you to welcome the president and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide, and also the chairman, and also my boss, so please. Also my boss.
Well said.
And the chairman of Sony Computer Entertainment America, Mr. Ken Kutaragi. Ken?
Yeah, he's making his way on up.
Well, it's been a
I think.
fabulous year.
Or maybe not. Oh, no, they're just saying hi to him. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we can get a Miyamoto situation where, like, the main boss man comes up. It's like, nah, Miyamoto's the only one cool enough to do that.
Yeah, probably accurate.
$5 billion industry now, if you include all aspects of the entertainment industry. And certainly, the industry watchers and the analysts are looking for the interactive entertainment industry to really deliver continuous and consistent growth going forward as well. Obviously, PlayStation 2 is poised for the leadership position, but we're also charting new territory. We have a #1 platform in the PlayStation PS1, as well as the PlayStation 2.
True.
And right now, combined, PlayStation and PlayStation 2 command approximately 60% market share in the North American market. And I think, really, I agree personally with the critics that the real question for 2001 is who is going to be in the #2 spot. We all know that market share is important. There's no question about it. But we also know.
Yeah, I will say the PS2 definitely was number one throughout its lifespan.
Content promise. When
Yeah.
we started the business back in 1995 with the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, and we continue with the PlayStation 2 to deliver on the promise of content that is compelling, that is entertaining, and that is exciting and fresh to the consumer's minds. Some of the franchises that are household names today, talking about Crash Bandicoot, we're talking about Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid. These were franchises that were all born on the PlayStation format. And as I said, PlayStation
SOCOM.
SOCOM.
Dude, SOCOM, let's go. I guess it would have been the year that SOCOM came out.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Those your boys.
Yeah, Jack and Daxter. Grunge Smith 3 makes sense.
Twisted
Metal
Metal.
Black.
Madden? Yeah.
Madden?
This year, as I spoke last year, we are going to be delivering on the online or the connectivity discussions that we had last year and the promises that we made. We are going to be delivering that this year.
Okay, so that's why SOCOM's here. You really want to show off the online capabilities.
We believe that
Yeah.
we have a lot of responsibility. A lot of responsibility to maintain a very healthy platform strategy, to keep reinvigorating this industry, a continuous strive for innovation to the category approach as a whole. And as I said before, revolutionary content that
Lead the online charge, huh?
the consumer's interactive entertainment experience, both first-party driven.
I mean, I guess they kind of did.
Software that we have received from the
Between them and Xbox, I'm not really too sure who held like the online presence.
third-party publishing partners.
I want to say Xbox was probably more popular when it came to online just because they already had the Xbox online subscription before the next gen of consoles came out. Sony didn't really have that. They just had the network adapter.
That is true. And plus, it was built into the console, so I guess that would also make sense.
Yeah. And I don't remember seeing a lot of games that actually had online support. Maybe I just didn't get a lot of them. Not sure.
Just gonna turn up a smidgen. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet for you.
Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Now, this guy I do recognize.
Hopefully we'll give you some good
He's the Ridge Racer man.
You've been blessed.
I would say I don't recognize him, but I don't really know the executives of a lot of these companies.
Sometimes it makes for
Well, I mostly recognize it from like his face and his voice. Because I'm pretty sure he's the guy that was like Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
PlayStation 2 launch.
I can see that.
First one is that we mismanaged the product launch. And in fact, we had the most successful product launch really in consumer electronics history.
Probably
We're
accurate.
the only company to successfully launch in Japan, Europe, and North America. And while we did have production setbacks from day one, we managed to sell out 500,000
Mismanaged product launch fiction.
So I guess they were having issues with people saying they mismanaged it. So they're here to set the record straight, quote unquote.
in just over 5 months.
Well, yeah, I could see that. Just because of the popular demand, they probably didn't have enough consoles readily available.
6 months, and we had an install base ramp up that is 3 times that of our tremendous success on PlayStation.
It's like 500,000. That'd be a failure today.
Another misconception was that our manufacturing is not up to speed. Sony has a well-documented 50-year history in manufacturing, and we've manufactured and shipped more than 82 million PlayStation units worldwide in just over 6 years. We've invested heavily in our manufacturing with $1.2 billion into our factories that will allow us to produce PlayStation 2s meeting worldwide demand. Our monthly production currently stands at 1.5 million units a month, and it'll be growing to 2 million units by the fall. Also been said that our machine is difficult to develop for. In fact, there's 300 content developers.
Now, see, I can't really say. I don't really have much knowledge on which consoles are really easy to develop for.
Yeah, I can't say either. The only thing I really heard about the PS2 in particular, or at least closer to the end of their lifespan, is that it was very difficult for developers to be able to put enough data on the discs for the games that they wanted. Basically, the world size of the games was more limited.
Also, it's been said with
Okay.
launch games that
But I don't know how that compares to Xbox or even the GameCube.
PlayStation 2 has offered revolutionary products, and some of the best-known franchises in gaming history have been introduced on the PlayStation with titles such as Final Fantasy, Gran Turismo, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the EA Sports line, Tekken, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, and Twisted Metal, many of which were born on the original PlayStation. And new
Very true.
innovations for PS2 like
Yeah.
SSX, Devil May Cry, and many more that will be announced here at E3.
Man, the first Devil May
Jack and
Cry.
Daxter?
Yeah, like they're not like Jack and Daxter, nah.
I mean, people don't know what that is yet.
To be fair, I don't think people knew what Devil May Cry or SSX were at this point.
Possibly not.
Well, I assume because he was like to be announced, and it wasn't like SSX 2 or Devil May Cry 2.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong too.
I do find interesting that Sony is definitely still taking more of a business analyst approach to their conference rather than Nintendo did.
Yeah, that is true.
And the install base is also helping
The PlayStation 2 tie ratio.
people lined up to spend $3 million
Okay.
for the PlayStation 2 and on average invested about $80 in software out the door in the first month. They continue to invest heavily, growing to over 4 titles being purchased.
Yeah, Nintendo's is very much like, here's our new console, here's how we feel it's gonna work, here are some games we're putting on it.
Yeah. Plus, I kind of wonder when Sony's going to change over to that kind of style, because that kind of became more popular for E3 presentations.
Well, when it became more, I assume when it became more of a, well, other people are gonna see this, right? Instead of just like industry professionals. Because
Yeah.
like this is stuff that'll impress the industry professionals, right? Stats
Yeah.
and information. But when you get to the point where it's just, you know, us gamers, we don't really care about this. We're more about we'll just show us cool games, right?
Yeah.
There's a tremendous amount of internet connectivity among PlayStation 2 owners, but as of yet, they are not currently online gamers. I'd like to talk about a couple of new additions to our already impressive hardware lineup. First, we will debut a
Fix your
DVD
focus,
wireless
man.
remote at a suggested retail of $19.99.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, the DVD remote. I remember. I used to think that was like the biggest scam when I was a kid.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
like, why would you buy a remote when you could just use the controller? It works the same.
See, I don't know
But
if
it
I
always
had this.
confused my parents.
Capabilities of the PlayStation 2.
I mean, that's fair. Just using a controller would confuse people that aren't used to it.
We will be offering the most anticipated
Well, yeah.
Which
I
probably why
wouldn't know
they
what
came up
buttons
with it.
do what. So, like, I kind of get it more now that I'm older, but yeah, when I was a kid, I just thought it was a scam.
Suggested retail of $329, available day and date with the launch of Gran Turismo A-Spec on July 10th. We have had a proud heritage of internal development at Sony Computer Entertainment, and we are rededicated and focused on the development of first-party games. We have 7 independent studios working on, with 10 different teams working on PlayStation 2 games, giving us over 30 games to be delivered this year alone. The first-party publisher role is obviously to redefine the existing games and create new entertainment experiences. And all product development groups are concentrating on online executions as well. 3 of the first fruits of our efforts
Dark
will be
Cloud,
seen
yeah.
here in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
Dark Cloud, an innovative game that will combine role-playing and real-time.
That is true. It did do that.
Twisted Metal Black.
Yeah.
putting together the original
Now, Twisted Metal Black, I think, was kind of considered a bit of a flop. Too different from the other Twisted Metals. In terms of story, anyway.
of the Twisted Metal series
Oh,
over the
okay.
past several years.
'Cause
I
that
didn't know
one's-
much about Black.
Well, Black is like the mature one, right? Where it's like, well,
okay.
here's where we're actually like talking about fucked up stuff, right?
Okay. I like how they have AAA in quotations, so I guess the nomenclature of AAA games was kind of starting about now.
Probably.
Vroom.
Man, look at it go. Still got car games.
Wow, it's so realistic.
I mean, yeah, I will say, you know what? People might make fun of me for this. Every single new car game that ever came out, I always said, man, it looks so real. Because they always pump the graphics up in car games. They always look beautiful every single time a new one came out.
No, honestly, I remember doing that even a couple years ago. I think during last gen, when Xbox revealed, I think it was Forza 4 during their conference. I'm like, man, this game looks incredible.
Yeah, right. Like, but you know, to me, it's also the same thing with like, you know, the Ace Combat games, like flight games, right? Because you can put the graphics into stuff, like into like not a lot of things, so you can pump the power into like the models
Yeah.
that you do see, right? Which would be the cars
Yeah.
or the planes.
Yeah, no, they've
Naughty
always
Dog.
been good at that. Naughty Dog. There's Jack and
Dun,
Dexter.
dun, 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 dun.
How you doing? I'm Jason Rubin, and this is Andy Gamin. We're
It's kind of cool that they actually got the Naughty Dog devs to present the game.
Yeah.
22 million units selling game worldwide, and then generated over $500 million in sales. We did quite well in the last generation. I apologize, I'm losing my voice. It's developer hours. I've gotten a cold, and I'm about halfway there, and I'm probably going to lose the other half in this discussion. But I could not miss. This is a huge, huge moment for Naughty Dog. Huge moment for the 33 people that worked on the title you're about to see for the last year and a half, some of them up to 2 years now we've been working on this. Without further ado, let's take a look at Jack and Daxter.
All right, let's see it. And this game for the time was really innovative, I'd say, and different. No loading screens,
Yeah.
just one big area, right?
Yeah, I remember being very impressed when I played this as a kid, how there was like no loading screens anywhere and you could basically walk from one end of the world to the other. I thought it was really awesome.
Yeah. Like, it's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They have Stinky Ratchet and Clank that came out, right? Like, here's a loading screen that will disguise as a spaceship thing. Ooh. I'm kidding. Game still, it's still cool. Game still needed loading screens. Honestly, I don't know how Jack and Daxter did it.
I'm not really sure either. Like, I mean, because I wouldn't even necessarily say that the environments were like low polygons or effects or anything. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe it was just better at disguising its loading screens.
maybe. This looks pretty accurate to what we got, too.
Yeah, like I'm not really seeing any major differences between the game we got and this, but that's because it's releasing later this year, right? Like I think most things would probably be finalized.
I mean, true.
I hate that swamp. Worst level in the game.
I wonder if they're gonna show off like gameplay on the stage, because I'd be curious to like see if there's any audience reaction to like any of the comedic moments in the game.
I could see them doing that, or even showing off like the different eco powers and like the zoomerator.
Yeah.
I think you'll find that the show, when you play it, and it is playable at E3, it will also be playable on a few monitors here today, that there's a lot more to it than the video gives it justice. So I'm really excited to have the first time the public look at it. We began working on Jack and Daxter character design and some of the initial programming right after Crash 3. And we used the same team that we used to create the Crash characters. By that I mean most of the Naughty Dogs that were there in the early Crash days are still there. We have many additional new talented people that have come to help us. We also work
It kind of makes sense that they call their team members like the Naughty Dogs.
as well as all of our producers
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
internationally, discussing the character, going over the character designs. For a 6-month
So when you become a team leader, you become top dog.
I would imagine so.
Character designs and the way the game is going now. I'm going to turn this over to Andy, who's going to give you a little bit about the background on the technical specs, and I'm going to do a little run through and a little demo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Actually, Jason was lying to me about the cold. It was last night partying was got to his voice. From the our vision on Jak and Daxter was to create a completely immersive, seamless game world with an ultra-high level of organic detail. In the Crash Bandicoot series, we created an on-rails organic world that was gorgeous with a tremendous amount of detail not seen before in video games and real-time games. And now with Jak and Daxter, we've opened this up both visually and gameplay-wise to create a completely free-roaming, smooth, continuous world with no load times through the entire length of the game. After loading, you can walk from one end to the other. Also, in the previous generation, most objects in the world were either canned animations or kind of static. And in Jak and Daxter, we used the power of the PlayStation 2's vector units to both animate and add real physics dynamics to tremendous amount of objects in the world, bushes blowing in the wind, bridges you can bounce on and interact with, real rigid body physics and stuff.
You know, it'd be funny.
What?
If that guy accidentally grabbed the wrong PlayStation, it's like, oh wait, here's a big reveal. Oh no, I didn't want to show that.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
In great detail.
There you go, now you got it up on screen.
Thousands of polygons a day of hand-modeled, handcrafted
It looks like they might have changed the font a little bit.
Possibly. See, I can't really say. This is your expertise.
Yeah, because I don't remember it quite being that wavy, but maybe I'm just misremembering. I'd have to look at it again.
Seamlessly without pop shifting. You can just kind of roll through the world from high vantage points. You can see across hours of gameplay levels.
I do like how they're actually using the developer mode to kind of show this too.
Yeah, it's clever.
And we feel that this is the largest,
Yeah.
impressive real-time 3D world that's yet been created.
Nope.
Oh no, it's gone.
I guess he must have clipped into a building or something. Clipped
Yeah, I don't
into
know.
something
Maybe
like a wall.
there's probably a limit to the render distance.
Are no longer just simple plain polygons. They're complex, intelligent polygons. They have dynamic lighting. You can see through this demo that the time of day shifts slowly.
Yeah, I always thought that was really cool that the time of day would change.
Yeah, I forgot it did that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's necessarily relevant to anything in the game, but it just was kind of cool.
It makes it feel more alive.
Yeah.
We have an innovative level of detail system that smoothly reduces the background geometry up to 16-fold as you pull away, so that you're able to look out what's essentially miles.
So okay, I spawn here now.
And in the foreground character arena, we have an IK joint-based skinning system for the characters that enhances our already renowned Naughty Dog animation, combining the talents of our many brilliant animators with the
No, first for a sec.
Little bit.
technology to get seamless character interaction. We have vertex animation for cool facial expressions and stuff, and tons of surface effects like environment mapping and other effects like that on large areas like huge structures in the world.
You know, Jak and Daxter is another game that aged really well, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it aged phenomenally. It's a really good and feels really good to play even now.
Keep the character in sight, reduce motion sickness, and provide an automated and
Hey, I tell you too, you have a cartoony style. The game will look really good even 10, 20 years on.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think even the Sly Cooper games still look pretty amazing too.
From what I've seen, yeah.
on the characters which
Honestly, I've always preferred the cel-shaded style. If I ever decided to be a game designer, I'd probably try and design a cel-shaded game.
we hope future animation quality sort of integrated in-game sequences.
No, Pelican. No.
I was hoping we'd get the power cell so we could see a little dance animation.
I mean, I assume he'll get it.
Probably. He just wants to show the interactivity of the Pelican.
Probably.
That guy's kind of a bastard.
A little bit. Well.
Sorry about the drop out there. When you fly around, you're doing things that a non-flying character can't do, so we're going out of the inclusion area. We've been really excited to work on the PlayStation 2.
Okay, maybe they're not going to show that off, darn.
After doing Crash 1, so we've got to have a seamless
Yeah, I guess
Gotta
not.
be able to walk around, no load
Maybe they were
times.
still a work in progress. There's like,
What we gotta do
I
is
want to
make
say
it
about like
try to
5
skate
or
around
6
on the
animations for
inside.
you picking up a
Some
power
people
cell, and they
wanted to
were
do it,
pretty
couldn't do it.
involved.
Yeah.
CTR, we wanted to do it actually as part of getting in and out of races. We couldn't do it. PlayStation 2 came around and a whole new world opened up to us. We're using an amount of polygons that's minimum 100 times what we could do on the PlayStation
He's dying.
1, and I mean that
A little bit.
very specifically.
I like this cameraman.
Often 200, 300 times as many polygons we're using in a single frame. And it's allowed us to really open up a lot of new things. The other thing is that we were shocked, as I'm sure all of you
I wonder if he has
know,
God mode on.
I would say they clearly gave him some kind of god mode in the dev,
difficult it was
in the
to
debug
handle
mode.
Yeah.
all of the data creation, all of the data management, all of the
Because yeah, normally you'd only be able to take like 3 of those hits and then you die.
this big and that much stuff that we're putting in these games. And I think
Oh,
not
lights
the
are on.
hardware difficulty specifically, but simply
Very
being
bright.
forced into a new generation is such a leap. It's created for us a little bit of a learning curve.
Okay, I guess just the camera auto adjusting.
I think you're going to see the other games you'll
Yeah.
see today around the show. But it's now we're in our
He's
stride.
still watching.
Technology on this game.
I mean, I guess it's more interesting than looking at him talking, but still.
Technologies will be shared. We're over the hump, and at this point, it's your imagination that's going to determine how good your game is, and no longer how difficult it might have been to get over the generational gap. So I'm really excited for the PlayStation 2. I absolutely have no doubt that it's going to be the system. That was what drove Naughty Dog to join with a publisher of 5 years, been an incredible relationship. We're now a wholly owned subsidiary of Sony because we knew we were going to be on the PlayStation 2 throughout this entire generation. I thank you.
Yeah, through that generation and beyond.
Definitely check the game out.
Because I don't think they've left Sony, have they?
No, they're still a first-party studio.
Yeah. Yeah, so they must really like Sony. I mean, Sony's done them really well, to be fair.
Yeah, like, they really can't go wrong with Sony, honestly. It'll be nice for whenever we get an actual new game from them that's not just a remake of The Last of Us.
Yeah. That's like the one problem I'd say I probably have with them currently. They're
Yeah.
like, remake? Make money releasing the same game again? But have it be oddly
Like the 4th
shittier?
time.
Or at least have the ports be shittier.
It's actually kind of funny, because as of recording this, it was actually the Last of Us 10th anniversary a few days ago.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
As people have mentioned in a number of times, I think, today, content really is king on PlayStation 2 for this year. And so the bulk of the next part of our presentation is really some very important special guest presenters from the third-party community who are going to showcase some of the great content that we have coming out on PlayStation 2 this year. But with that, I'll take you through some of the business stuff. PlayStation hardware business has been thoroughly reinvigorated with the launch of PS1. I think it's a real first for our industry to be able, in the 6th year of the platform's life cycle, bring as much excitement back to the category as we have done. We have an install base of 30 million. We're fast approaching that 1 in 3 household goal that we've talked about for a while. And of course, that means really full mass market penetration, a way for people to experience our entertainment across a broader demographic than we've ever seen before. We have even bigger plans in 2001 to keep the PlayStation 1 going, keep it fresh, and some of that we'll talk about today. Shipments, as you may know, North America are 32, closing in on 33 million, and on
That's quite a lot.
Software,
Yeah.
a whopping 765 million units of PlayStation software sold worldwide. 10 million units worldwide on PS1. That's since we launched it in September, and as I say, a phenomenal achievement, I think, for a system that has been around since 1995. Our market share is really quite a dominant statement. This is a snapshot taken.
Yeah, there's something really cool about hearing him like mention the year, and I'm like, yeah, we saw that. It's like, I
Honestly, I
remember
was
95.
I was kind of thinking around the same thing. I'm like, oh, that was only like, what, 6 years ago? I felt like
Yeah,
it would have been way longer that the PS1 was a thing.
Yeah, right? Like, it really kind of shows you that even back then, generations did still only last, like, a few years. If anything, they last longer now.
Yeah, they do.
I remember that. Never had one, never needed it, but I remember it.
I remember seeing it online, but yeah, never have one.
That will launch with a 149 price point in the same time frame. We have new color peripherals. We were very successful with these on the original PlayStation, bringing them back again for PS1 with a new range of colors. We're very excited this year on our marketing, both for PlayStation and PlayStation 2. We have a $250 million marketing commitment to our platforms this year. It's our biggest investment in the category, and that is absolutely for North America alone. We have programs developed to get across that.
Identifying killer apps in key genres.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how that worked out for him. I wonder what they mean exactly by killer app.
I'm not really sure either. I guess maybe applications of the technology?
Maybe.
It's a little weird of a way to phrase it. And I mean, it probably meant something different when phone apps weren't just a thing.
PlayStation 2 and PS1 this year. TV campaigns, we have 50 plus individual campaigns ready to launch this year.
Outdoor/cinema. I wonder how that would work.
So I guess maybe they'd have like viewing parties or like, I don't know. That sounds interesting.
Maybe. Pepsi team.
Tomb Raider promotion. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Oh, the movie came out, right? Yeah, because the movie came out around this point.
Yeah, I believe so.
We don't talk about that movie, but it came out around this time. Megan, if we ever go through the Tomb Raider games, are you gonna watch the movies? Or the movie? I guess there's only one.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, let's go.
Because I haven't played like a lot of the classic Tomb Raider games. The only ones I've played would have been the Crystal Dynamic games that came out a few years ago. The first one and Rise of the Tomb Raider. I never finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
See, I played like Tomb Raider 2. I don't know if I played the first one, yeah. I played Tomb Raider like 1 and 2. I don't think I beat either of them when I was younger, but...
Yeah, from what I understand, they were pretty difficult games.
Yeah.
Working on games for PlayStation 2 in North America alone. And we've kept very strongly to our 70-30 rule, which is something we talk about internally. And that's the fact that on our platform, at least, 70% of software sales come from the third-party community. It's a fact that we're very aware of and very appreciative of that support. And there will be 100 PlayStation 2 titles to debut at E3 this year. So the hits...
100 titles? Wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Title release schedule, in fact, shows a very healthy...
Yeah, like the stuff they've shown at E3, like the last few years, I don't think they've gotten like anywhere close to that. It's been maybe about 20 or 30.
I believe so, yeah. Man, look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, Megan, would you say like nowadays third-party or first-party games are a lot more important for a console? Or a lot more pushed? First-party? Okay.
Because first parties are generally the exclusives on the console, and they're generally the ones that are, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, the most innovative and unique games for the console. Like, yeah, you have third party, but a lot of third party games are on like every console. Like, why would I buy something on a PlayStation over buying it on the Switch or buying it on the PC, right?
Fair. And Megan, I just want to pause it here because Final Fantasy X, great game. First off.
I mean, it was a good game. I played it recently.
But but you can see like out of at least these 4, right? 3 of these games gonna go on to do pretty great things, right?
Of course, they get with Virtua Fighter.
I mean, okay,
Legacy Kane.
Maybe Legacy of Kain did too. See, maybe Virtua Fighter is really good. I don't really know that much about the Virtua Fighters, but I know at least the first 3 are like very much lauded as amazing games, right?
Yeah, I can't say I've never played any of them.
That's bullshit, Megan. You played Final Fantasy X, like, recently.
No, I mean the Virtua Fighter games.
Oh, okay, fair.
Come on, I played Metal Gear Solid 2 as well.
Oh, yeah, you did. That's right. I'm sorry. Sorry, Megan.
I've never played Devil May Cry, but it's been on the list for a long time. I just don't know if I'm gonna start with the first one or not.
May as well. Question mark.
I don't know. I've heard that the first 2 are not super great. So most people start around like 3 and 4, but I don't know how much story stuff is related to that. I don't know a lot about the series.
See, I heard 2 was bad, but 1 was good.
Yeah.
Because I've had people tell me play 1, skip 2, and then play the rest after that. But I mean, I'm still playing 2 anyway. I don't give a.
I mean, I'll give it a try. If it's gonna be a grueling experience, then I might skip 2 or watch you play 2 or something.
I mean, fair. That's true. If you don't like it, then that is true. You do have me, I suppose. Because I'll play it.
Yeah. I can only deal with so much frustration sometimes, so Matthew usually will play something for me if I don't want to play it.
I mean, that is true, but I don't think that's happened yet. Has it?
No, we just talked about it mostly with Resident Evil. We haven't actually
Yeah.
started trying that yet.
That's true, because I want to... I think Megan... Well, I'd be curious to see Megan play through Resident Evil. And, well, I did tell her that I would like her to experience the story, at least.
Yeah.
So I kept telling her, like, yeah, if you don't want to play it or you don't like it until we hit 4. Because I'm sure she'll love 4. I just don't think she'll love... I'm not too sure about the tanky control one, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
So I told her I would play whichever one she didn't want to play, just so she could experience the story a bit.
Yeah, because we also talked about that with, oh shit, what was it? I just forgot.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to think what other games we even talked about with that.
Oh, Ace Combat.
Oh yeah, Ace Combat. Yeah, because I love the story in Ace Combat. You played 0, and I think you thought it was fine.
I thought it was okay. I'm not like super into the gameplay. Maybe I'll get more into it later, but yeah.
We've learned a lot about the system, and our games are going to show a huge leap forward over last year.
I feel like with Ace Combat, you would prefer a more traditional story, like how 5 does it. I like 0
Probably.
a lot, but 5 is definitely the more traditional story, where it's not like, oh yeah, it's all happened in the past. 5 is like,
Yeah.
okay, it's in the now, right?
Yeah.
Throw interception over the middle, and be prepared to hear exactly what John Gruden thinks of your sloppy handiwork. He can't bench you, but he can bruise your ego. Madden 2002 has more polish and improvements from graphics and gameplay to new features and modes of play. This year, Madden has gotten smarter because we know you've been practicing in the off-season. Happily, so have we. So I'd like to take you a chance to show you what we've got right now for Madden 2002 on PlayStation 2.
Okay, let's see what Madden was like back in 2002.
We've done a lot of work with the visuals. You can see we've got a whole new camera sequence coming into the game. Players coming out of the tunnel. Vastly improved player faces. Watchin and sharp at the end.
Yeah, player faces would probably be a pretty big deal for this franchise at this point.
Yeah, because, I mean, the PS1 is charming and great, but those polygons don't really work well for something intricate like a face.
Yeah. Especially when you're trying to get the actual look of the player.
Yeah. And I imagine that might have been a thing a lot of sports games kind of struggled with, just with how many different characters and models they would need to have on screen at once.
Yeah.
Coach runs out too. Honestly, from what I remember, Madden 2005 that we had, this looks pretty similar.
No, okay, so maybe they didn't progress that much further.
I mean, maybe not. Like, who knows? They could have changed a lot of stuff between the games, but like the actual gameplay itself, I remember looking pretty similar to this. But it's also hard to tell with the camcorder.
True.
Well, that and I haven't played it in close to 20 years.
Dude, I'm surprised you even played a football game.
Well, my brother bought it. We ended up playing it a lot. Multiplayer. We play against each other.
No, what was that? You got a bit muffled. We still haven't fixed Megan's thing yet. I did send it to her, but we haven't actually looked into it yet. I think we're going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah. No, we used to play it against each other, and it was kind of just something different for us to play together.
Yeah. Okay. So if anybody wonders like why I pause, it's just because that seems to help. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Here's one of our
I don't know.
Shots. We've got a lot of new of these animations and camera shots in the game to liven up the graphics and showcase all the new technology we've got running under the hood. Let's see what we're doing here.
Your offensive line is getting a good push up front. It's a lot easier to pick up yardage.
He's not going anywhere. You can see the defense has been improved too. Not much yardage on that play. And we pumped up the player sizes. We now have just about infinite player sizes. You can create a player 6'5", kind of like me, 6'5", big guns, small gun, for the small guys if you want. But you can have different size calves, different size torso. Now let's see. Oh, look at this nice letterbox replay. That's a little cold in Baltimore. A little leather on it. Press. Check out one more play, see if we can get a big score here.
I got a touchdown at E3. Oh, we got it out.
Nope.
Okay, with that's Madden 2002. Look for it late summer this year. Now I'd like to take the time to introduce Rory Arms from EA Canada.
EA Canada.
Hi, I'm Rory Arms from EA Canada. EA Sports Big is a franchise born on PlayStation 2.
NBA Street, that was a fun one.
SSX was a worldwide bestseller that introduced PS2.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen NBA Street, because that's like street basketball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But rather than giving you a marketing lecture, let me show you what it looks like. Let's roll the tape.
Who needs football?
EA
EA Sports Big? Forgot about that.
Yeah, me too. SSX. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
actually pretty cool.
So that's where the music comes in. So that's Mikey muted. I might have to mute this. We'll have to see. Because the quality might be just shit enough for it to not be considered a copyright thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, this guy has his video up, so I mean, it's probably fine.
Probably. Unless he just doesn't care about that and just doesn't monetize.
I mean, true.
I do find it funny how tall and lanky the guy with the afro is.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't know if he's supposed to be like someone. See, I don't know much about basketball, especially basketball back in those days. So I don't know if he's supposed to be like someone, or if he's meant to just be like a character, right? He almost seemed too cartoony compared to the other guy, so I'm thinking maybe he's supposed to be like the mascot character for NBA Street.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking, because yeah, he did seem very cartoony, and his proportions were a little bit wonky.
Yeah.
This year we'll introduce 3 new big titles: SSX Tricky, Sledstorm 2, and a game that I predict will be a smash hit on the PlayStation 2, NBA Street. Street is urban basketball that takes you above the rim, where rejecting your opponent is as fun as dunking. It pushes the culture and the attitude of street basketball with intense characters, from NBA players showing off their stuff to over-the-top Street Legends who slam it, swat it, and serve it up. Let's take a look at NBA Street.
Zach, I didn't play it much, but I'm pretty sure I did play some NBA Street. Ah, Duncan! Call him Donuts, because he be Duncan!
That's pretty funny.
That we try and build up to. You kind of do points and tricks. This game is, we start with 6
Oh, that poor guy. Combo.
Selected 3 here. We're going against kind of a mix of NBA with our Street Legends. One is Bonafide, who comes from the Bronx. The other one is DJ, who comes from Jamaica and then is now living in Venice Beach. And the last guy is Stretch, who you saw in that video.
Okay, so it is the combination of, like, real characters, like real players, and cartoony legend characters.
Yeah.
What's fun about this game that we find exciting is it's not only just about the offense. It has as much fun playing defense and blocking the shots as it is making the over-the-top dunks. This game, what we find unique about this game is it scores up to the first of 21, which gives it this really, really exciting seesaw battle between you and your opponent. You gotta win by 2, and it gets very exciting towards the end.
Oh!
To bring out the attitude of this game is we've got a guy called Joe the Show. What he is kind of our court jester / court announcer, and he's hanging out and he's talking trash to you as a consumer. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see some of these big characters cross over to the other Tricky and Sledstorm too.
Scoop!
What you're trying to do in this game is not just score, you're trying to embarrass the person you're playing against. Oh. Now that's cool. So I wanted to thank you. That's NBA Street. And as our Joe the Show would say, dinner.
I like how the camera type is just Street.
I know, right?
Hi. The next portion of our presentation is devoted to Squaresoft. We're very pleased
Oh, nice.
to have a video message from Hironobu Sakaguchi, who is the best known as the creator of the Final Fantasy series.
Final Fantasy X, let's go.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious what kind of promo material they had for it.
Show you a tease video, I guess, on Final Fantasy X, and then also show you something on the Final Fantasy movie that is used.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Roll video.
We really don't know where the future Final Fantasy series is going to take us, but that's also really part of the excitement. PlayStation 2. Now with PlayStation 2, I think what is possible now is a lot more in terms of what we can show in real time and in 3D. For Final Fantasy 7, our battle scenes we're doing in real time, but the background is still pre-rendered images. With the power of the PlayStation 2, we are now able to render and calculate everything, including the backgrounds, in real time. And so what that enables us to do is create a truly 3D environment and game mode. To me, the PlayStation 2 seems more like a miniature workstation, the kind of workstation that we use in a production studio. And so far we have done 3 Final Fantasy titles for 3 different platforms. And with the PlayStation 2, I believe in our next 3 generations of Final Fantasy, I believe we can really make huge advancements with the amazing abilities of PlayStation 2. I think it really frees up our artists of any technical limitations and allows them to concentrate on their creativity, and I believe we can take the Final Fantasy series much further with the PlayStation 2. Gamin hardware, because of advanced technology, we are able to bring our characters much closer to reality. But on the other hand, because they're so close to real life humans, we need to be a lot more careful and put in a lot
You know, it doesn't
Hmm.
surprise me with how much money they spent on the CGI cutscenes, but like they're showing basically only CGI cutscenes in this promo material.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did look really. I mean, they still do, but back then they especially looked really good.
Yeah.
So I'm not too surprised either. Like I'd say you're right. Um, oh, that's something I was thinking of saying, but now I don't remember what it was.
Well, sorry if I
No,
interrupted that.
no, not at all. No, yeah, the stuff about how they're making them look like more real. That is pretty true. From what I
Yeah.
remember with the other Final Fantasies, the other ones always looked like had more kind of cartoony-ish style characters.
Yeah.
Not to say like Final Fantasy X doesn't have its cartoony character personalities, but they definitely looked a lot more like normal, I guess, compared to a lot of like
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, like they still have a bit of a cartoony aesthetic in the game, but the proportions and the character designs are a lot more realistic.
Yeah.
It's really like our duty or even responsibility, I feel, that for us to really challenge ourselves and constantly try to produce something new.
I mean, they're showing off cutscenes that make sense too. If they want to show it off and show off like the idea of the world.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. They're definitely going for short snippets of different areas in the game, obviously without spoiling anything, but showing off the different locales and what happens a little bit.
Yeah.
She is Yuna, learning the ancient art of Sama, in a world flooded by a force called sin.
They said his name wrong. Just want to point that out. They said his name wrong.
What do they call him, Titus?
No, they called him Titus. His name's Titus, Megan. I don't care what they say in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
fine.
mean, I always call him Titus too, but...
I mean, me too. But, okay, maybe I can give the Titus crowd that. Before the game even came out, they did say his name was Titus, apparently. So...
yeah.
That pisses me off a little bit. Because now I can't say they're wrong.
I mean, I understand it's Titus, but, like, as a North American person, the pronunciation doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I think Titus just sounds better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's gonna bother me now though. Because that means that's actually it. Like they're correct. The Kingdom Hearts was right. It is Titus. I guess maybe that has always been the official way you pronounce it, but I don't know. To me, it'll always be Titus. Yeah. I just didn't know they said his name in promotional material like that. So I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I didn't realize they did either.
We're closing in on the life form.
Let's move out, people.
So no, you're watching this, right? Tell me at all if this looks like Final Fantasy to you, right?
I mean, so far, no.
This is it. Dartmouth has opened the door for us.
I say we go in.
What they did, what the hell is that? Was unleash a force. Unlike the universe has ever known.
Boy, is that the spirit within that I've heard so much about.
I was wondering where the name came from, but I guess if they have a literal spirit that comes out, then yeah. Yeah, honestly, looking at that trailer, it just reminds me more of like the trailers and footage I've seen of like the Resident Evil movies.
Kind of, yeah. Like it's really not a Final Fantasy movie.
No.
I hope one day we do get like a proper Final. Well, I guess we don't need one, but getting a proper Final Fantasy movie, I think, would be cool. Even if it's like an original movie, not based off like any of the games, I'd be okay with that. But just make it feel like Final Fantasy, you know? Don't make it Hollywood, right? Like don't have it be too Hollywood. You know, because you don't need to have like this big orchestras where it's like da 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 ba da 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 ba ba, and have like a woman scream no like that, right?
No.
You don't need that in Final Fantasy, right? Not really. Not in the Hollywood way, at least.
I mean, to be fair, we're getting close to that, because I mean, Final Fantasy 15 did have that anime special / movie, whatever it was, that was related to content in the game.
That is true.
So it's possible when 16 has been out for a bit, maybe when the DLC comes out, maybe we'll get something like that. I don't know. I just hope they have the story in the game, and we don't have to go outside of the game to get the story.
I mean, hopefully. It's okay, we'll know
soon. I feel like
soon.
the Pride learned from their mistake from 15.
Alright, DMC, let's see.
Oh yeah, this looks pretty cool.
So I've not actually ever played a DMC game. Yeah, it's kind of a lie, actually. I think I did actually play DMC 3. Not 3, like 2. I think, which I know will make some people cringe. But like, I'm pretty sure my first Devil May Cry was Devil May Cry 2. I didn't finish it. But
yeah, I never played it. My brother did play a decent amount of 4, so I did watch him play that, but never played it myself.
You see, and I didn't hate the game either. Like, I didn't hate 2 from the bit I played. Like, I never finished it. I don't even know how far I got. But I don't know, I didn't hate it. I didn't stop playing it because I hated it. The rental was just up, and I just, for some reason, never picked it back up. I don't know why.
It happens.
But see, like, this seems pretty unique, right?
Yeah, no, honestly, I can see a lot of people being very impressed with this game when it came out, because this is very different, but also very interesting compared to, like, a lot of the other games we've seen in the past few years.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think what other games we even had that were similar. Because now you have, for a few, you have your Bayonettas and your God of Wars and stuff, right? But back then, I'm not really too sure what could have been close to Devil May Cry in terms of gameplay.
Yeah, I don't think there was really much, at least in terms of the big stuff that they've shown off. Unless you want to count stuff like the bouncer, but the bouncer's janky.
I mean, true, the bouncer might be kind of close, maybe. But even then, I still feel like based on what we know from that it's still like fairly slow compared to the faster paced combat of DMC, right?
Well, yeah.
But even then, maybe similar-ish.
I don't know, I just feel like at this point a lot of developers probably struggled with like action games in a 3D space.
What was that? Can you repeat that a bit?
I just feel like at this time a lot of developers probably would have struggled to create like action games in a 3D space, especially faster paced ones like Devil May Cry, so I could see it standing out from the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I agree.
ストーリーの方は、半分悪魔の血を引く、人間と悪魔との合いの子である主人公ダンテが、同じ悪魔を、メタメタにこう剣と銃と、自らの肉体でっていう、メタメタにやっつけるっていうそういうものです。
The program is based on the hero Dante, who is half human and half demon. In this, he himself battled with the demon with sword and two guns and bare hands and kicks, and completely blast off.
今回、これまでのレジデントイーブルとは違って、リアルタイムの、フル 3D 表現をしています。
Different from the Resident Evil, this program utilizes the real-time full 3D technology.
ですが、これまでのレジデントイーブルよりも、さらにパワーアップした映像を、出てるのをご覧になってご理解いただけたらと思います。
As a demonstration, you could see though the new program is more powerful visuals compared to the present Evil.
これは一人カプコンのスタッフの努力とそれからプレイステーション2のキャパのという広さがあったがゆえにあります。
This could achieved only because of or thanks to the staff of the Capcom capabilities and the wide capacity of the PlayStation 2.
プレイステーション2は確かにキャパがすごくっていう広くて、その気になったら非常にっていうのを作るのが、大変なこともあります。
The PlayStation 2, as you know, has a very wide breadth of capabilities, and to develop utilizing that capability is very challenging.
ですが優秀なクリエイターたちが、こだわりを持って一生懸命作れば、かなりの表現が、できることを実証できたと思います。
But with this program, that I think that we prove that we can make very realistic, wonderful program with the excellent creators.
ただここまでにするには
Okay. So, definitely a fair amount of confidence in Devil May Cry, which paid off clearly because it became a pretty big franchise that people still want more of. Even after the games became a bit bad, they're still like, "Yo, DMC, give me more DMC." And by when I say they went bad, I mean like when they made Dante not have white hair. Devil May Cry, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? The kind of the reboot that didn't work out.
Yeah, I think it was just DMC 2013 or something.
It was something like that. But even after that one, people were still like, "Boo, we want a real Devil May Cry, give it to us." They weren't like, "Oh, we're done with the franchise now."
Yeah. I mean, 5's been out for a while. Maybe we'll get an announcement for 6 sometime soon.
Didn't 6 come out?
Did
or
it?
was it 5?
I thought 5 was the most recent one.
Oh. Oh, okay, well. I think you're right. Maybe? Yeah, I think you're right. I think 5 is the most recent one as of right now.
To battle this
Yeah.
demon with
Yeah, you're right.
sword first, and while the demon is in the air, you shoot the guys with the 2 guns. That's the absolute ultimate.
But apparently they do have a Devil May Cry coming out for mobile devices on this year.
You make it, you feel so
Oh, okay.
今回プレイヤーだけじゃなくて、背景にもかなりこだわりました。
With this program, not only the actions of the player, we pay attention to the background too.
このゲームのために、スタッフのスクリーニングとそれから、
Oh no, that game's out. What did I see then?
中心に、取材を、させていただきました。
To achieve this, I sent staff to Spain and the United Kingdom to study the castles, mainly castles.
I don't know, maybe the English version is coming out in 2023?
Maybe that would make sense.
Yeah, it says launches globally. Okay, so I guess maybe this year is when it... I guess it came out in Japan before. It's called Peak of Combat, for anyone that's curious.
The architect Gaudi, who the director Kamiya really favors of.
見てかっこいいのは、映画だと思うんですけど、
Yeah, I never realized that the thing around the stylized P is meant to be an S.
Yeah.
Megan's like, you fucking idiot. How'd you not know that?
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really look at it unless you look at it closely.
I mean, that's true. I don't know. I just always thought it was just, I don't know, added flair, right? To like the logo.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was meant to be like a P and an S. I just thought, well, it kind of looks like a P.
Yeah. I remember seeing that. I don't remember exactly when I noticed that, but I did used to think it was just flair too.
Everyone wants to be a Superman, but we're human.
でもゲームでは悪なんですけど。
But in the game, you can be a devil too.
ゲームは今最後の、調整の段階に入っています。
At this point, we are finalizing this program.
スタッフのこだわりが皆さんの元に届くのもうすぐです。
It will be available to you that shows that how picky and how focused our creators are.
ぜひ期待してください。
Please looking forward to the game.
Thank you very much.
Okay, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. All right. Now what's up?
Now, very, very pleased to introduce our final special guests today, who have come all over straight from Japan this morning to be able to be here and present at this conference. We will hear first from Mr. Goto Kao, who is the producer of Silent Hill 2. We will then hear, he will introduce Hideo Kojima, who's a real icon, an iconic character in our industry. He is hard at work on probably one of the most anticipated PlayStation 2 games, Metal Gear Solid 2. I should point out that this is his last public appearance this year before he goes.
Yeah, because we saw MGS2 last year as well, didn't we?
So please give a big
I think so.
Yeah, because we saw the announcement trailer for it, I believe. And Silent Hill 2 as well. Great game. Love Silent Hill 2. One of my favorites in that series.
My name is Goto Kitao, executive producer of Silent Hill 2. First of all, let me say thank you and thanks SCA for giving us to introduce this title. 前作サイレントヒル1というのをプレイステーション2でプレイステーションで、発売したのが、1999年の2月でした。
In February 1992, we produced the Silent Hill 1 with the PlayStation.
Silent Hill 1 was 92?
That might have been when they started development on it.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think it came out because it was the PS1 title that didn't come out till '95. So that's interesting that they
Yeah.
worked on it for that long.
That was the debut of the program, and we were very happy to be to receive the wonderful replies for this program.
その注目を得た点を自分たちで分析するんですけど、
Yeah, Silent Hill 1 came out in '99.
おそらく、独特の恐怖感で、その恐怖を醸し出す
No, I'm not too sure.
ゲームの中での空気が、全然別の
Unless I heard it wrong.
全然異なっていた点ではないかと思ってます。
We analyzed
Yeah, I'm not sure.
why we got so much attention
So maybe they said '99, but I heard '91.
to the special psychological horror
The mics on these cameras weren't really that great, to be honest.
not experienced
No.
with any other programs.
その1999年の2月に、米国で発売させていただいて、その後の3月にですね、今回のプレイステーション2というハードウェアが、ソニーから発表されました。
So February 1999, we first sold the Silent Hill in the United States, and in March, the PlayStation 2 by Sony hardware was introduced.
で、私たち制作チームはもう本当にこれは出会いを感じました。雰囲気を、どのように醸し出すかっていうのが私たちに与え
Yeah, I need to get you to play through the Silent Hill games at some point as well.
Yeah.
Because, like, they are really fun. And very good. Like, at the time, definitely scarier than Resident Evil.
We felt
I mean, that's fair.
Special destiny at that time. In order to maximizing the PlayStation 2 capability, our model is to create the peculiar feelings of this atmosphere of horror.
このゲームでは舞台を包み込む霧ですとか、暗闇でのライトの表現とか、そのあたりとさらに、登場してくるキャラクターの人間ドラマ、そういうのがもうトータルで、このゲームの
A bit of a camera cut. I wonder if you had to change tapes.
Probably.
Silent Hill 2 is the 3D horror game.
God, look at that lighting too, right?
Yeah.
Based on the ghost town, the story will go with the very strange and
Yeah, I want to say, like, I was going to say, like, oh, imagine what it would be like to have a more classic Silent Hill game, but with, like, the updated graphics where the lighting can be, like, beautiful. But now, thinking about it, I mean, the 2 remake is coming out. We will be seeing that.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited. I'm still excited. I know some people are a bit skeptical. I am too, to be fair, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, from what we saw, it looks like it could be good, but I don't really have much to say about it because I haven't played Silent Hill.
Well, we didn't really see anything, did we? Didn't they just say it's happening? And we saw, like, a CG cutscene or something?
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to call you out, but we didn't really see anything about the
Well, I thought we saw, like, actual gameplay, but I might be misremembering.
game. I don't think we did. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure as of this recording, we haven't.
Yeah, I'll just take the blame. I'll be wrong. It's fine.
No.
It's fine.
Because I don't know, the problem with Silent Hill, like, as a series, is that I know eventually it became too Americanized, right? Which, people might be wondering, what do you mean by that? It became less scary and more about, like, you could probably blame the Silent Hill movie for this too. It became, like, less scary and more of, like, action combat-y.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the nurses became the sexy nurses. Even though that's only a Silent Hill 2 thing, or should be, because that's relevant to the game and what happens. I'm not gonna say much, but yeah, it's relevant. Same with the fucking Pyramid Head. It's the exact same thing. It's like, should it be in anything else? No, because it's very specific to Silent Hill 2 and why Pyramid Head's there. But he's popular, so you gotta throw him in the movie and in other games for some reason. It's like, man, you might tell I have a lot of opinions about Silent Hill.
You do.
Mostly involving what they took from 2. I like how they mentioned that, and then they have the enemy that has like the most sound come up.
Yeah.
No, this is the opening sequence, which I love because the music's amazing. Oh no, this isn't. This is some of it. It's the same music. There he is. I don't know if I've ever actually seen this video before. Huh. Love. That's different too. That's a different cutscene when she says that. Huh. Wonder if they changed that at all.
They might have. It's possible they cut it differently just for the advertisement here, though.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm just pretty sure that one sequence is different, but like where she says that
fair.
line. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, you would know that better than I do.
I've already talked about how much I love Silent Hill 2 MGS 2 last year. So good. Although once again, notice how it's still only showing Solid Snake, right?
Yeah.
So, this isn't a spoiler, so I may as well just say it. At least I won't consider it a spoiler. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it'd be considered a spoiler if I mention why people are kind of pissed off with this game initially when it came out?
I don't think so, because you find out about that, like, within the first, like, hour or so of the game.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, Kojima's a big troll with this game, right? Because throughout all of the advertisement, throughout all of the trailers and everything else, it's all Solid Snake, right? Like, all of it. Like, I don't think you'll find a single piece of material that happens, like, after the Solid Snake bits. Like, before the game came out. But in the game, you only play as Snake for, like, maybe an hour, like Megan said. The rest of the game, you play as a completely different character, which is kind of like the antithesis to Solid Snake. Where Snake's all gruff, and you can tell he's, like, a veteran, and he smokes. Then you have this other guy named Raiden, if people have played the series, right? Like, it's like, he's completely different. He doesn't smoke. He's, like, a young rookie. You know, he's very different from Snake. And people are pissed off because they're like, well, no, I'm here to play as Solid Snake. I don't want to play as this loser. It's weird. People hated it. They hated the reveal.
Well, they did,
Yeah.
and like from what I heard of him doing like these promotional videos, that they actually put Snake in areas of the game he's not even in for the
Yeah.
promotional materials.
Yeah, they did. Like, they literally did. So Kojima trolled a lot of people. Yeah, like this,
He did.
actually. Yeah, because Snake isn't here in this at all, actually. But there he is. There's Snake fighting Fortune. He's such a troll, dude. See, Kojima's weird, right? He's a really weird guy. Because who would do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like it's a little ridiculous when you think about it. It's just like, oh, you know people like this character from the previous game. Let's put him in promotional material just to be like, nah, you're playing as this dude instead.
Yeah, like, it's such a weird thing to do. You know, like, I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I don't mind it. I didn't mind it at all, right? But it's so weird when you really think about it, where it's like, they mention nothing about the new character that they're introducing as the main character. They're like, here's Snake in places Snake shouldn't be. And it's like, whoa. We're probably gonna get a reveal here.
And from what I remember the story of 2, like, it's not like they just decided they're like, okay, we don't want to have Snake as the character. Like, the story was written around the fact that you're playing as Raiden.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, I don't know. To be honest, I would love to get into the head of Kojima and just figure out why he wanted to do that. Because by all logic, it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense at all to just keep that hidden for really no reason other than for your audience to just be like, whoa, I'm actually not Snake.
I mean, honestly, it might even just come down to that. Because, I mean, I get it for a lot of the promotional material. They probably show Snake in the area of the game you play him in, because it's literally right at the beginning. So they could probably show off a lot of stuff from that and not really spoil anything. But I just find it weird that they put him into other parts in the game, especially this close to launch. Like, I doubt they wouldn't have known that they wouldn't be playing Snake. I don't know. Maybe he just wanted the publicity of people finding this out later?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. But no, Kojima's just weird like that. I don't know. MGS2 is probably like the one thing where I heavily question like what was going on. Like, what kind of developer is he? He definitely is a troll the audience kind of dev, which I appreciate. You know, like, I respect that. And you know what? He can get away with it. You know, like, that's the other thing. Is that he can do this, but nobody hated Kojima for it. People complained about the game, but I don't think anybody was like, Kojima, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, no, I'm honestly kind of wondering if he'll ever try that again.
Oh wait, hold on. Are we gonna get it? Wait a minute. Brother? This is also really stupid. You know, like I said, I love MGS2 a lot, but I admit it's a very weird game. Throughout, like, the entirety of it.
Weird.
Like, the game's so weird. The story, the fact that he kept Raiden hidden the whole time, the way the game ends is really confusing. And, even the stuff with Ocelot and the whole liquid thing, really weird, right? And see, I can talk about that now because they showed it in the cutscene, right?
Yeah.
So I can be like, yeah, somehow Liquid Soul like entered Ocelot's body because he transplanted his arm onto him. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Raiden. Is that Raiden?
That might be.
Oh no, it's the ninja. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
MGS2 submerges.
He's pretty slow to react to that.
A little bit. It's such a weird game. Yeah, I really want to stream these games now because I want to talk about like just how weird MGS2 is.
I mean, it is year of the franchise for you.
That is true, and yeah, it's been basically a year of Resident Evil at this point. So that's not so much year of the franchise.
I mean, yeah, but you know, you can put Metal Gear in there, and then maybe you'll get around to playing 5.
Maybe.
I talked about the Bay.
But yeah, I just want to to help you kind of finish your sentence from earlier before I interrupt you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do wonder if they would ever try something like that again, where they just troll the audience. Kojima would. I don't have any doubts. Like Kojima would very easily do it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if that's part of the reason why when he did the promotional material for Death Stranding that he just showed Norman Reedus with the fetus.
Yeah, true. Right. Hell, even now, I'm still not too sure what Death Stranding's actually about, if I'm being honest with you. I know like nothing about the game, and I have absolutely no clue. Which is why I need to play it, so I can actually find out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, because the most I know about it is that it's a lot of walking, and it's a lot of like delivering packages from one area to the other.
Yeah.
For November of 2001.
So the hard disk drive, I have that.
And the network adapter will go into the back of the hard disk drive, and the whole unit will go into the bay. What are some of the other components that we'll be bringing out? An LCD display, which is NTSC, PAL, and XGA compatible, for consumers to really enjoy the kind of high-resolution content that's available on the internet today. We will also have a keyboard and a mouse, so that for your internet and also email and instant messaging applications, you will be able to use the keyboard as an interface, which we believe obviously will make it the most user-friendly way of accessing those features. Again, we'll make this available in the winter of 2001, and we will also be announcing...
So this is kind of a smart strategy too, right? It's like you show off gameplay and cool game stuff, and then you kind of do some businessy stuff, more cool game stuff, and then here are some peripherals, right?
Yeah.
And if there's popular demand, we may actually come out with a mouse pad as well, so we'll think about that one. Turning to the business model, excuse me, two of the most asked questions: how quickly can broadband deploy, and where is the business model? And as entertainment companies, ourselves, together with our technology partners, and also our third-party publishing partners, we know that we can accelerate the deployment of the online experience for the consumers, whether in the analog space or especially in the broadband space. Now, as you all know, Sony Computer Entertainment revolutionized this industry by offering a CD-based software delivery medium when we launched the original PlayStation back in '95 here in North America, and '94 back in Japan. And as we move on to the online space, it will be just as important for us to be able, with our partners, to duplicate the kind of success that we had in the offline space. Another key important thing for the developers, the content creators, is not just the revenue, but also at the same time, it's also very important that the content creators know that the way the consumers are accessing their software in the online environment is secure and protected from piracy, copying, and also counterfeiting as well. And to this end, Sony Computer Entertainment has developed a proprietary authentication system, which we call the Dynamic Network Authentication System, which we will deploy together with some of our online initiatives, again, to ensure that content creators have the ability to control the
Yeah, it has a very different meaning now, actually.
on their software.
Oh yeah?
Well, content creator, Megan, right? Very different meaning nowadays.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about the anti-piracy software he had.
No.
For example, the instant messaging or the email, the real network libraries that I spoke about, and the Cisco IP stacks, these will all be made available to our publishing partners through our software development.
AOL.
So that they are able to
Still a thing at this point, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, it's probably on its way out.
I mean, I don't know if Sony was like, hey, we'll use AOL stuff. Maybe it wasn't on its way out quite yet.
Just as in the offline space, as I mentioned before, PlayStation 2 has always been about compelling content. And obviously, this is something that we will continue to strive and deliver in the online space as well. The PlayStation 2 format really is an open platform. We want to have the widest variety of content providers providing compelling and exciting content for the PlayStation 2. Certainly all the third-party publishing partners that we work with today, a lot of the Sony group companies we will be working together with as well. And as I mentioned, also working in collaboration with America Online to deliver and also create new and exciting content. But I'm also excited at the possibility of a variety of other entertainment companies coming into the PlayStation 2 and taking advantage of the technology and the power that the PlayStation 2 platform offers, and to provide content for the PlayStation 2 and ultimately for the consumers. So how do we see the online components in the software side shaking out? We see a variety of ways that users will be able, through a lot of the initiatives that we're doing and announcing, enjoying online gaming or
downloadable content extensions. Is that it? Oh, we're close.
Yeah.
The Navy SEALs are unlike any
SOCOM.
special forces in the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that really pushed the online stuff. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because they even had their own like little microphone you could get, right? Like a little earpiece, I think.
I think so.
I'd like to introduce David Sears, Creative Director for Zipper Interactive. David will be demonstrating the game for us today. Sony and the Zipper team have been working together to create an intense, authentic military experience. Working in association with the Naval Special Warfare, we gain unprecedented access to the way the U.S. Navy SEALs train and approach their missions. Navy SEALs are trained to move like no other military force in the world. We conducted motion capture animation, sound recording sessions with the SEALs in order to get the authentic moves and sounds in the game. We also use face scanning technology, so when you see the faces in the game, it's like being face-to-face with a real SEAL in combat. SOCOM takes place in 4 different areas of operation, including Turkmenistan, Alaska, Thailand, the Congo. Among numerous missions that take place in these hostile environments are ambushes, hostage rescues, and my personal favorite, demolition. We didn't want to make SOCOM a game where you're a one-man army. You must use all of the abilities of your teammates in order to accomplish the mission and survive. Using a branching command structure, the player has the ability to give detailed commands to the team as the action's happening. You can tell your team to take a sniper position, deploy smoke grenades for cover, or open fire for a full-out assault.
Yeah, this is pretty innovative for the time too, I think.
Yeah.
Voice commands can be used to quickly issue orders
Oh, it had voice commands as well. I forgot about that.
That's really cool.
His team in command. Bravo, deploy frag. Another element that we're really excited to introduce is the online capabilities of SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. David's now going to join the other members of the development team at the kiosks on either side of the stage. The online aspect of SOCOM maintains the team focus as the players form groups of SEALs and terrorists and work together.
Okay, I guess he had enough of that.
Yeah.
James Farron, maybe his tapes are running low.
I can see that.
Okay, so that's the end of that one. So yeah, interesting stuff, honestly. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, there's enough new stuff that they show that's pretty interesting. It is definitely more business and industry focused, like you said, until later on when the general public starts to be more involved watching it online.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to change over the next couple of years.
That is going to be pretty interesting. So who do you think won the conferences? Because Sony had some pretty good stuff, but so did Nintendo. Let's say we can't really on Microsoft because, well, yeah, I can't find the full one. So in your opinion, who had the better conference for 2001?
I think Sony did.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I think Sony had what you'd kind of consider the more modern conference as well. The length seemed about right. They showed off games. They had like live on stage demos, like multiple demos, multiple games. Number of people coming out and talking about everything. So, and plus they had good games, right? Jak and Daxter, Final Fantasy X, MGS2, SSX, Devil May Cry, SOCOM, right? Like they had a lot of pretty solid games for that year that they could show off. Silent Hill 2. So yeah, they had a lot. Like Nintendo's was really good. I still did like the Nintendo conference. But I think Sony had a little bit more, and I think I don't know, if I were watching it back then, I'd probably be more excited by Sony's.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to kind of say about the conference itself? Anything that stuck out to you? Any games? Anything you found particularly like interesting?
I mean, out of the games they showed, definitely Jak and Daxter and Devil May Cry kind of are the two that stand out to me the most, just because they seem very unique from pretty much everything we've seen over the last, 5 years or so of the E3 conferences.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. All right. So, do you think we should wrap it up there then?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, then thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. This has been really fun. This has been a really good time. I like these conferences. I like them a lot. I'm glad we're finally seeing them, right? Even if it is in somewhat poor quality. Yeah, since it's just the guy in a camcorder. Anyway, I interrupted my own outro. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it is time we cue the outro. Frag out, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.